Right. So welcome to Lawcet Adda, guys. So myself Bhanu Prakash, and as you all know, right, if you have seen the title there, so that is the practice session. So basically, నేను ఎప్పుడైతే ప్రాక్టీస్ సెషన్ అని చెప్తున్నానో, so it's not like we are going to cover all the questions, right? So basically, TS Lawcet and AP Lawcet exam దగ్గరలో ఉంది కదా. So we will look at few important questions, from especially from general knowledge, right? Legal, current affairs, right? Mental ability too. So mostly, we will try to, like cover these few important questions, that are actually necessary for the examination, right? So now in this first practice session, let us look at few questions, right? The first question is, who was the first ruler of slave dynasty? The right answer is Qutbuddin Aibak, right? Guys, మీరు ఎప్పుడైతే క్వశ్చన్ చదువుతున్నారో, సో యూ కెన్ ఆల్సో నోట్ కీ లైక్ ఫ్రమ్ వేర్ ది క్వశ్చన్, ఎక్కడి నుంచి క్వశ్చన్, from which topic they are asking, right? Like if you look at slave dynasty, this question is something related to medieval Indian history, right? సో అలాగా మీరు ఒకవేళ ఏదైనా క్వశ్చన్స్ కానీ ఏదైనా ప్రాక్టీస్ చేసి ఉంటే అక్కడ ఆ టాపిక్ నుంచి ఏదైనా బేసిక్స్ చదివి ఉంటే, లైక్ యూ విల్ రికలెక్ట్ all the things that you have learned from that particular topic, right? So basically slave dynasty, which is related to the medieval Indian history. So Qutbuddin Aibak, he was a slave of Muhammad Ghori, right? Who established the real power of Muslim power in India, right? And the slave dynasty, which was the first of the dynasties to rule over India as the Delhi Sultanate. It was started by Qutbuddin Aibak in 1206, right? Let me write it in 1206 AD. Next question. Which Sultan of Delhi founded and built the capital city of Siri? The right answer is Alauddin Khilji. Okay, Alauddin Khilji. As you all know, he was best known of the Khilji dynasty, one of the powerful rulers and Sultan of the Khilji dynasty. So basically, he also had an ambition to dominate the southern India, to establish his rule in southern India. And as you all know, he also established his second city of Delhi, that is called as Siri, capital city of Siri, right? He established this around 1297 to 1307 AD, basically to defend against the Mongol invasions, right, of India and also Delhi, right? And he also had a large standing army as a defensive measure. That is Alauddin Khilji. Next, the silver tanka of Delhi Sultanate was issued by, the right answer is Iltutmish, right? Iltutmish. As you all know, he was also one of the important Delhi Sultanate sultans. And this tanka, silver tanka, is a type of coin which is created out of silver, right? So basically, he introduced this silver tanka and also copper jittal. Okay, remember this, copper jittal. So he introduced these. So basically, these are nothing but two basic coins of the Sultanate period, right? And when it comes to gold coins, you can remember it was actually first time introduced, so issued by the Indo-Greeks in India, right, around 270 BC, right? That is before Christ. Next, who founded Agra? The right answer is Sikandar Lodi. Sikandar Lodi, the Sultan of Lodi dynasty, which was the last of the dynasties. And as you all know, he founded this Agra city in 1504 AD. So as you all know, Agra, which is a beautiful city, right, where you can see the Taj Mahal, which is beautiful structure, and Agra Fort is also there, right? Next question. During the time of Alauddin's invasion, Warangal was ruled by Alauddin. సదర్న్ ఇండియాలో ఇన్వైట్ చేసినప్పుడు లైక్ వరంగల్లో ఎవరు రాజ్యాన్ని పాలించేవారు, రైట్? ద రైట్ ఆన్సర్ ఈస్ కాకతీయ డైనాసిటీ, right? Kakatiya dynasty is the right answer. So basically, Alauddin Khilji, he sent an expedition. He sent Malik Kafur, his most trusted general, to capture Warangal, and at that time it was ruled by Kakatiya dynasty. Especially Rudradeva was the ruler there, and he also surrendered to Alauddin Khilji, that is Malik Kafur. Malik. So when he sent Alauddin Khilji sent Malik Kafur to the southern India, especially to the Warangal, to capture Warangal city. So Rudradeva, he Uh, so Malik Kafur defeated them, and Rudradeva, who was ruling at that time, he surrendered to Malik Kafur. Right. Next, who among the following was the writer of Tariq-i-Firoz Shahi? So basically, Tariq-i-Firoz Shahi అనే book ఎవరు రాశారు? Right? Ziauddin Barania, Ghiyazuddin Tughlaq, Abul Fazl, or Firoz Shah Tughlaq. The right answer is Ziauddin Barani. Okay, or Barani, both are same. Right? So basically, so it was written by Barani during the reign of Sultan Firoz Shah, Firoz Shah Tughlaq, right, of Tughlaq dynasty, right. So basically, it was completed in and around 1357 AD, and it was dedicated to Firoz Shah Tughlaq, right. As you all know, Barani, he was also court poet, and he was also a political thinker of the Delhi Sultanate, right. And when it comes to Ghiyazuddin Tughlaq, as you all know, he is also called as Ghazi Malik. He was a founder of Tughlaq dynasty, right. And Abul Fazl, he was the author of Akbarnama, right. Basically, it mentions the history of Akbar's reign, okay, that is Akbar's rule, right. Next, which among the following rulers of Delhi Sultanate declared himself as Sikandar-i Sani? This is a very important question when it comes to the Delhi Sultanate period, right? So, which of the Delhi Sultans or king declared himself? So, he called himself as the Sikandar-i Sani. Okay, the title of Sikandar-i Sani. The right answer is Alauddin Khilji. That is C, option C, right? So, basically, Alauddin Khilji, as I said, he was the most powerful and brutal sultan, right? Of the Khilji dynasty, and not only Khilji dynasty, if you look at the history of Delhi Sultanate, so basically he was a militarist and also an imperialist, right, to the core. So he was like very uh, he maintained a large standing army. He also introduced market uh, regulations or rules. You know, that is also important when we talk about Alauddin Khilji. So basically, he was very ambitious, and his original name was Ali Gurshap. Okay, you can also remember this, Ali Gurshap. Okay, Ali Gurshap. So basically, he assumed this title. He called himself as a Sikandar-i Sani. Sikandar-i Sani. Sikandar-i Sani ante Alexander. Alexander II. So basically, as you all know, Alexander, we call him Alexander the Great. So as you all know, he was very ambitious and he wanted to conquer the whole world, right? So in the similar way, even Alauddin Khilji, he wanted, he called himself as Sikandar-i Sani as he wanted to conquer the whole of India and whole of the world, right? So that is why he called himself as the Alexander II. Chalo, next. So in the name of which among the following Mughal emperors the East India Company struck the first coins in India? The East India Company struck the first coins. అంటే ఈ కాయిన్స్ అనేది ఎవరి పేరు మీద చేశారనమాట ఇన్ ద ముఘల్ పీరియడ్, రైట్? సో ముఘల్ ఎంపరర్స్ అని వచ్చింది కాబట్టి యూ క్యాన్ షిఫ్ట్ ఇన్ ది డైరెక్ట్లీ యువర్ basics into the Mughal period, right? And the right answer is Farooq Siyar. Okay, Farooq Siyar. So Farooq Siyar comes under the later Mughals part, right? So basically, this Farooq Siyar Royal Farman of 1717, okay, or Royal Farman ante is nothing but you can say it's a kind of a royal order, okay, 1717. Right. So basically this Farman of 1717, Farooq Siyas, he issued this Farman, or you can say order. Basically it allowed the company, that is the East India Company, so to mint its own coins. అంటే వాళ్ళ own coins ని తయారు చేసుకోవచ్చు అని, right? So he gave the permission, and as you know, and under whose name అనేది question. The right answer is Farooq Siyar. Okay, Farooq Siyar. Chalo, next question. So which of the following was or were the new elements added by the Muslims to the Indian architecture? The options చూడండి ఒకసారి. Use of calligraphy, use of shapes instead of natural forms, and dome. ఓకే, సో బేసికలీ ఈ క్వశ్చన్ మీరు చూసినప్పుడు ఏం అర్థం చేసుకోవాలంటే దిస్ క్వశ్చన్ ఈస్ బేసిక్లీ టాకింగ్ అబౌట్ ది ఇండో ఇస్లామిక్ ఆర్కిటెక్చర్. అంటే ఆర్కిటెక్చర్లో వచ్చిన చేంజెస్ గురించి మాట్లాడుతుంది క్వశ్చన్ ఎస్పెషల్లీ, రైట్? వెన్ ముస్లిమ్స్ కేమ్, లైక్ ఇఫ్ యూ లుక్ ఎట్ ముఘల్, ఫర్ ఎగ్జాంపుల్, ఇఫ్ ద బెస్ట్ ఎగ్జాంపుల్, ఇఫ్ యూ లుక్ ఎట్ Taj Mahal or Agra Fort or any other architecture constructions which were constructed by the Muslim rulers, sultans, or in the Mughal period, యూనో ఆర్కిటెక్చర్ ఏదైతే ఉందో విచ్ వర్ బిల్డ్ డ్యూరింగ్ దేర్ టైమ్ పీరియడ్, సో వాటి ఫీచర్స్ ఏంటి అనేది క్వశ్చన్ లో అడుగుతున్నారు, రైట్? లైక్ యూజ్ ఆఫ్ క్యాలిగ్రఫీ, right, which was a major feature. Like as you all know, the calligraphy ఏదైతే ఆర్ట్ ఫామ్ ఉందో, the art form of writing, uh, mentioning on the walls అవ్వచ్చు, anything, so that is calligraphy. And when it comes to shapes instead of natural forms అంటే using different shapes like crescents అవ్వచ్చు, triangle అవ్వచ్చు, or any shapes, నార్మల్ ఆర్కిటెక్చర్ లో. అండ్ డోమ్, యాజ్ యూ ఆల్ నో, లైక్ తాజ్ మహల్ కి ఒక డోమ్ ఉంటుంది, రైట్? Dome, so this is dome basically, like Gol Gumbas, dome is there, right? Like when you enter the Buland Darwaza or anything, like you see a typical architecture, right? So that is nothing but this Indo-Islamic architecture. So ivanni kuda Indo-Islamic architecture features, right? So the right answer will be D, that is 1 2 3, right? Chalo, next. Akbar and the Jesuits is the work of which of the following? Akbar and the Jesuits అనే ఒక బుక్, ఆ వర్క్ ఎవరు చేశారు? హూ డిడ్ దట్? హూ ఆథర్డ్ ఇట్? రైట్? సో ఇస్ ఇట్ నికోలై మనుచి, పియరే డ్యుజారిక్, ఫ్రాంకోయిస్ బర్నియర్ ఆర్ థామస్ రో? The right answer is Pierre Dujaric, right? Pierre Dujaric. So basically this Akbar and the Jesuits అనేది it was authored by this, it was an account of the Jesuit missions to the court of Akbar, right? So basically it is a translation work. It was compiled by Pierre Dujaric. He was a Jesuit priest, Pierre Dujaric. So he has done this work, translation, and compiled uh, uh, this account of Akbar, of the Jesuits mission into Akbar and Jesuits, right? So basically it was published in 1608 and around that time period. And Jesuit ante ఏంటంటే, Jesuit is basically nothing but it's a member of a society of Jesus అన్నమాట, right? Basically it's like a religious order of the Catholic Church, right? As you all know, the main Catholic Church which is headquartered in uh, Rome, right? That is the right answer. Sure. And basically వీళ్ళందరూ ఎవరు అంటే, like Niccolo Manucci is there. So he was a Venetian, he was a doctor and traveler, right? So he also wrote first-hand account of the Mughal Empire. And when it comes to Francois Bernier, he was a physician and he was also a traveler, right? And when it comes to Thomas Roe, he was an English diplomat, right? So he also arrived at the port of Surat, right, in September 1615, right? So King James I, he sent Thomas Roe to India, right? At the time Jahangir was ruling, right? So basically to seek a trade agreement with Jahangir, right? Sure. Next question. So Niccolo di Conti or Niccolo Conti so came to visit India during medieval times from which of the following places? Right? So basically question ఏంటంటే, సో మీకు క్వశ్చన్ అంటే బేసిక్లీ క్వశ్చన్ చూడండి, నికోలో డి క్వంటీ ఎక్కడి నుంచి వచ్చారు? ఓకే, సో ఇది మెయిన్ ప్రైమరీ క్వశ్చన్. ఇదంతా లైక్ the second part of the question anamata. He came to India to visit other dynasties in the medieval times, right? So that is there. But the main question is Niccolo di Conti is from which of the following places? Spain, Italy, Persia or Portugal, right? Niccolo di Conti, he was a Italian, he came from Italy, he was an Italian traveler, he was a merchant and also an explorer, right? And he visited Vijayanagaran Empire, right, during the reign of Devaraya, right? He was a ruler of Tuluva dynasty, right? Chalo. Next question. The second battle of Tarauri or Terrain was fought in which of the following years? Guys, చూడండి, ఒకవేళ క్వశ్చన్ ఇలా అడిగినా లైక్ టెరైన్ అని వచ్చినా కూడా తరౌరి అని వచ్చినా both are same, because this is a very important question. If you have seen the first battle of Terrain and the first battle of the second battle of Terrain, you might have heard, right, between Prithviraj Chauhan and also Muhammad Ghori, right? So basically this second battle of Terrain, it was fought in 1192, okay, 1192, right? So basically see, first before going to second battle of Terrain, this first battle of Terrain, it was fought in 1191, okay? 1191 లో ఈ బ్యాటిల్ అనేది జరిగింది between the Muhammad Ghori and Prithviraj Chauhan, who was Prithviraj Chauhan and his allies, right? So basically in this first battle, so Prithviraj Chauhan, he won over Ghori, and he defeated Muhammad Ghori. So likewise, what happened in the second battle of Terrain was, uh, again Muhammad Ghori, he came with an army, and Prithviraj Chauhan was defeated in this second battle of Terrain, right? So right, so basically this battle is regarded as a turning point in India's history, right? And this led to the foundation of Delhi Sultanate, right? So in the 1206 AD. Chalo. Next, how many times did Mahmud of Ghazni invade and plundered India, especially northern India? Right? 13th answer is option C, that is 17. As you all know, this is very famous question, very popular one also. Right? It's basically Muhammad Ghazni, he attacked India 17 times over a span of 25 years. Right? So basically from 1182, 1182, 1025. Okay, 1025 AD law. So basically over a span of these 25, 24 years or 25 years, so he attacked 17 times. So he made his last attack on the Somnath temple, right? మీకు తెలిసిందే కదా, Somnath temple attack, which is located in Gujarat, right? And to basically to plunder the gold, which is, or the treasure that is located there, right? Yeah. Next question. So which of the following is considered as the actual founder of the Islamic Empire in India? So Yavaru is known, is called as the actual founder of, and a real founder of Islamic Empire, Muslim rule in India, right? Muhammad Ghazni, Shahabuddin Muhammad, Alauddin Hussain, Ghiyazuddin. The right answer is B, that is Shahabuddin Muhammad. Guys, do not get confused here, because Muhammad Ghori is also called as Muizuddin. Okay, Muizuddin Muhammad, Muizuddin Ghori, or Shihabuddin. Okay, Shihabuddin Muhammad. Right? So nothing but Muhammad Shahabuddin Muhammad is also called as Muhammad Ghori. Okay, remember that. Right? So basically few options will be there to confuse you. Right? So do not go with Ghazni, because he was only his only his main motive was to loot the treasure that is in India, right? So but Ghori's intentions were different, right? You have to remember that. So Muhammad Ghori is the right answer. Okay, Shahabuddin or Muhammad Ghori is the right answer, right? So yeah, so he's known for the laying the foundation, real foundation of Muslim rule in the Indian subcontinent, right? So as you all know, with the starting of Delhi Sultanate, and before that, he has aspired to take over Delhi and become the Sultan of it, right? So this is the right answer. Chalo, next, last question, guys. The idea of token currency using copper coins was started by, so which of the following kings of Delhi Sultanate? The idea of token currency using the copper coins, right? This is a very important and famous, like events, happenings that happened during the time period of Muhammad bin Tughlaq, right? The option is C. So basically this token currency, it was introduced for the first time by Muhammad bin Tughlaq of Tughlaq dynasty, right? So basically he, as a part of other experiments, so introduction of this copper coin or token currency was one of the experiments done by Muhammad bin Tughlaq. Sure. Thank you, guys, thank you for joining. Let us meet in the next session.